Oh, wow. Nice. Ah, damn, this is still the wrong title. Hello to anyone watching. Sorry, I just got back from a massage. My Uber got lost, so I was back a little later than I wanted to be. So I'm just setting the stream up. Let me pull up the chat and make sure that I am actually live. So YouTube should be fine. I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail. Okay. Cool. Chat should be live. And let's see if Periscope is working. Yep, Periscope should work. The title is wrong, but that's okay. Let me just put this link into our Telegram. Boom, boom. Alright, sound should be good as well. And can someone please type in the chat if you can hear me okay? All right, that should be good. Oh, weird. I don't think my chat is working. Okay, it is. There we go. Let me switch to webcam. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay. So I'm Charlie, and you're watching Altcoin Mentors, the strategy live stream. So this is where I detail what had happened in the last week in the crypto markets, and also what my strategy going into the next week is. For those who don't know me, I have been in Bitcoin since 2014. Took a little bit of a break because I mean there was a bear market, but then I've gotten right back into it last year. So, and now my dad and I, who has been a trader for over 20 years, he and I are producing content for all of you to help you become better traders. So let's switch back to the screen. And then the first thing shows that if you are not in our Telegram channel, that's where we post a lot of stuff during the day, during every single day. So you can see that Peter's last YouTube video was on here. I just posted the live stream there, and we have charts. So if you're not in there, then I highly suggest you should. Also, we have a crypto strategy newsletter. So that is the content that I'm about to go over. And so that is sent in email every single Sunday morning, and then later also put into an article on Steemit. So you can see it has lots of charts, descriptions, what my strategy is. So to sign up for that, you can go to altcoinmentors.com/strategy and get that right away. And then the last thing to tell you about is our model portfolio. This is something that we just redid as of last week. Sorry, my internet is a little bit slow at the moment. And to get this, you can go to altcoinmentors.com/portfolio. There's actually a small bug in that opt-in page, but it should be fixed now. And you can join 150 other people who look at the model portfolio. So you can see that it shows all of the, it will show once this all loads. It shows everything that we're in, everything that we are looking to get into, and perhaps what most people like about it is that I have a watch list of every single coin that I'm watching, along with entries, targets, what the risk rewards currently are. And I always try to keep it sorted so you can see what the best entries are at the moment, has probabilities, how the fundamentals, and I'm going to be adding even more to this later. All right. Let's get into it. This might be a little bit of a shorter stream because honestly, not much has changed in the past week. I'm going to pull up the strategy notes that I had sent out last week. Let's go over to the 90-minute chart. We'll zoom in. Yeah. So, I mean, look at this chart. You can see I have the green path, I have the red path, and on this chart, it is exactly the same. So things are just moving along. We just had a small dip in Bitcoin, which was perfectly expected, and is in. Yeah, guys, I don't really know what to say right now. Not much has changed. Still just following the same strategy of last week, which was to buy the dip. You can see that I'm extremely bullish on a lot of these coins, so the risk rewards on some of these are extremely good. You can see that Enigma right now has almost 28 times risk to reward. Of course, these are all subject to change. Storm has an 18x from the ideal entry to the projected target, and a lot of these are also 12x, 10x, 10x. So the market has proved itself to be quite bullish so far. The only thing that would turn me back into a bear would be if we started breaking supports. And I guess the supports that ideally really need to hold are going to be, let's go back to the 4-hour. They're going to be this red box here. So the bottom of this red box is at 7,500. And right now, it really doesn't look like we are going to even get close to that, unless something really major happens, some large piece of news or a massive long squeeze. But I don't really see either of those as very likely. You can see we have heavy support all the way through each of these boxes. So from literally right where we are now down to 7,500. Then you have this. We spent a lot of time in this zone, so a lot of people were buying in this area. So that'll translate into lots more support. And we also have both of the long-term trend lines that we're seeing. So unless all of this support can be broken, and the point where I really start to turn bearish is a strong break below 7,500, like I said before, 7,100 is when I really consider starting to get out. And then, as you know, the critical long-term support on the weekly time frame is going to be that 3,000 level. Close that. So the 3,000 level being the 0.5 retrace between the 2 and the 3. If we cross that 0.5, then it is quite possible that we have to move this cluster of projected Elliott waves over to here, find some 3 over there, and we are in this primary 4. And if we are in this primary 4, then we are perhaps due for a correction all the way down into perhaps even below the Mt. Gox high. But like I said, I don't think that that's even close to something that you have to worry about right now. In fact, the most likely path that I see is to trace out one of these patterns. So you can see the immediate bearish patterns. Well, I guess there are no immediate bearish patterns, but the eventual bearish pattern is to get a flush down to the 4,700 to 4,000 region. Again, not below 3,000 at 3,100. And then the bullish are, once again, they're the same. You have your purple leading diagonal here, and you have your triangle, and these are probably both about equally likely. You can see that I have specifically traced out the leading diagonal, and the path would approximately be something where we have a small dip here, we go up to there, down for 4, back up, down for 2, and then we really start our bull run, small dip, create some technical divergence on the way up, and the eventual target here is 70,000. And we have seen in the past that Bitcoin has a tendency to have extended fifth waves, so that it is possible we get into the 6 figures. And I would say that the top end of the range is at 200,000. So let's say that I would be extremely surprised if we went above 200,000. Delete that. Yep, that is the daily chart, unchanged. I guess I'll go over the 4-hour chart again. Let me get rid of these a little bit more. We had this 5-wave move up as a leading diagonal. And after the 5-wave move, we would expect 3 waves down. So we had, let me just turn on this temporarily. The big question here is whether this A was in fact all of the correction. So we would have that 2 right here instead of an A. Or if we have the A, this is just a B wave up, and then we go down back into C. That is, of course, the standard expectation. You can see that's why it's green on my chart. On all my charts, green is the path that I am currently watching for as most probable. But we also have this pink count, where the pink is a leading diagonal up to 1. Again, this would have been all of the 2, and we are in 1 of 3 now. So if we are in fact in 1 of 3, you can see that this wave 1 here leads down to the 2, and then up to the wave 3 around 16,000. You go back down to 12,000, and then up all the way to 18,000. And now the interesting thing here is that there are lots of twists and turns that this could possibly take, because we don't know whether we're in the larger leading diagonal or the triangle or one of the more bearish patterns. So there's lots of opportunity for this to morph somewhere within this region. And of course, I'll be calling that out here in the strategy live streams and in the strategy newsletter, as well as in Telegram as it's happening during the week. Let's see, did I say anything else in the strategy notes? Bitcoin? Just the long-term MACD trend line is interesting. This is something I had posted of before. So you can see that we have a very long-standing triangle in the MACD on the 4-hour that was only recently broken out of. So this extended from all the way back in December when the correction first started, went all the way down, ping-ponged a little bit inside it, getting tighter every single time, and then broke out on the short squeeze on April 12. Oops, wrong one. And then created another trend line and another triangle here, where you now have the MACD resistance, previously resistance, now acting as support. And you can see it's bouncing off quite nicely. We had another bounce perfectly off of that upper trend line, and I expect us to have a bounce off of this one and then break through it. And that is also why I, at the moment, slightly favor this green count, because the pink count favors our current move down, and then it would have us go up again and then down. And keep in mind, this is very much not a good argument. FYI, it's just a a wild ass guess. So there's the MACD triangle, and once this triangle is broken, that's going to really be signaling the start of this third wave. And a failure to break out of the MACD trend line will be possibly the first signal that something is wrong in the bullish market. And I guess I'll go into the 1 hour chart, because there's not much else to say on Bitcoin. We're going down nicely into the 5-wave move down, and then the question is going to be, oops, delete these. The question is going to be, is this 5-wave move down all of C and consequently all of 2? Or is this just one of a larger 5-wave move? Or is this just A of an ABC for a WXY bottom in 2? And so I know a lot of you thinking, oh, okay. I know a lot of you are thinking that because there's so many different avenues it can take, that Elliott wave is in fact not helpful. But what you have to realize is that this is one of those situations where we have mostly a no trade zone, at least no short-term trades. I'm going to have some short-term buys, so I guess right after I get off the live stream, I'm probably going to put probably buy some, just because it's entering in this purple box that could potentially be the a bottom, and we don't see this price for a long time. And then I'll continue to buy down into the more heavy supports. So if there are any questions on Bitcoin, of course, the last thing I'm going to say is that, yeah, it's we're in a bullish market for now. So unless we start breaking supports, it's a good time to buy. So the question, from what I've seen so far, your TA is different from Peter's. The style of analysis of the two of you is different. Could you comment on how you reach consensus? It's we reach consensus. Well, so the thing is that he is more of he's a day trader mainly, and also a trend trader. So we usually are in consensus. I used to be really bad about following the trend, and that's one of the major things that he taught me, where I would just try to pick tops and bottoms. But you would have noticed that I was not a heavy buyer at around the 6,800 level, just because the trend was completely negative. There was no confirmation that we had a bottom. And now that the trend is positive, you'll see that I'm very bullish, because the trend is my friend as well, and so I am buying. So we usually do reach consensus. The beautiful thing about technical analysis is that they almost always agree with each other, because a lot of technical systems work similarly. So if TA is right, if different styles of TA are right, then they should be saying the same things. So we usually do agree. Another question, placing buy orders. Yeah, like it's a good idea. Let me see if I can pull up the, yeah, this is the one that I was watching. No, this is not the one. This is the fib level that I was really watching, where you can see it just passed the 0.5 extension, and the next major one would be at the 618, so that's at 92.15. So I think I have some buys at 92.15. You can see it just goes all the way down to that 7,700 region. But I don't expect it to get there. I fully expect that it bounces before we get to 8,300. But if it does get to 8,300, you can be sure that I am going to be levering up and buying in size, because if the larger term projection is correct, we're not going to see that level for a long time. So if there are any other questions on Bitcoin, please put them in the chat. I'll move on to altcoins after that. All right, no questions on Bitcoin. So I'm going to move over to the larger caps because they, interestingly enough, actually, they perfectly illustrate what I want to say. And as you can tell from the title, we are having a sort of decoupling across different coins, where some coins are running ahead of others, some are keeping parity with Bitcoin, some are lagging, some are leading. First, if we look at Ripple, Ripple has that same 5-wave move up as Bitcoin did, and it is also still in this ABC down. So you can see these two green boxes here are approximately where I would expect a bounce to happen. So that's between 73 cents and 66 cents, but with the possibility to go down to 60. And this is very similar to Bitcoin, where you have these boxes. In Bitcoin's case, they don't overlap, but that's okay. And Ripple is pretty much keeping parity with Bitcoin. And this is how every single altcoin was until last week, where you have a major market cycle of in a Bitcoin bull run, then an altcoin bull run, and then both of them crash, and then both of them recover. And we have just seen the recovery where they all recovered together. But now we are seeing the phase where some start to split off on their own. And this decoupling is one of the signs that we are going into a more bullish market regime, where you have one of my mentors is calling it whack-a-mole, where you some coins just pop and you just have to hit them down, or they just get hit down by people taking profits, and you don't know which one's going to pop up next. And that's kind of what we're seeing. We saw Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. Oh, this is a good. This is almost in the buy zone. Let me zoom out. Bitcoin Cash is actually technically lagging in count, but is leading in terms of price movement. It went all the way from $600 and it's almost at $1,600. And so this was a trade that I did not take. I kind of regret it now. So there was a triangle here that was really tempting. That was a trade that I was about to make, but I really don't like Bitcoin Cash, so I was a little hesitant to make it. But I have to. That's something I have to work on. Not letting my personal biases on things like Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, and Ethereum dissuade me from making money off of them. Anyway, you can see the 5-wave move in Bitcoin Cash has not actually completed yet, so we would expect some sort of 2 after we get into the $2,000 to $2,100 region. And then you have coins like, wow, another alert. You have things like Ethereum. Ooh, Ethereum is reaching a very good buy point. So Ethereum is much farther along than Bitcoin. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, a small shallow 2, and then it went on this bull run and is in the 4 of 1 of the larger 3. So this is the, let me show the wave in the larger count. Zoom out. So you have a 5-wave move up for 1, and this 1 will take us all the way up to 16,000. But you also have drops from 2,500 to 7,500, drop from 10,000 to 3,000. So who knows when this will actually get to 16,000. And then inside of this 1, we are currently inside of the 3. More specifically, we're inside of the 4 of the 1 of that 3 of the 3, and that's inside of a larger 5. And I know that sounds confusing. Certainly I was confused by the fractal nature of it all when I first started, but as you get more and more used to it, it's easier to digest and trade well with. But Ethereum is much farther ahead than Bitcoin, and this is just another sign that we are starting to head into a market where coins just pop up before others. So if I pick a random coin from my list, Zcoin and Loom. Zcoin is still completing its 4th. It looks to be in a triangle and will pop up to its 1. So this is lagging, just like Bitcoin Cash. And then you have Loom. Loom. It looks like I have to change the count on Loom. It's actually almost about to break support. So, do I have this at? Okay. So if Loom breaks this area right here, around 48 cents, 47 cents, then I have to go to this purple count, and this will be in the major wave 2, just like Bitcoin. So across a lot of the altcoins, like I said, we're seeing decoupling. Isn't it so that every time Bitcoin has a bull run, we see people selling their alts? Is that the reason coins are in the red? Yes, that's why there is a market. That's why the market cycle exists, because people get FOMO, fear of missing out. If Bitcoin gets on a bull run, they sell their alts. And they also sell their alts when Bitcoin starts going down because they think that the entire market's going to go down. But the reason that coins are in the red are because of the latter. It's because Bitcoin is correcting at the moment. And also, a lot of these coins just had ridiculous runs. I mean, look at this Bitcoin Cash run. It went from 3x'd in a matter of a week. It's got to cool off at some point. Markets just don't go up forever. There has to be some sort of consolidation. Let's see, did I say anything else on altcoins? Yeah, like I said, it's a short stream today, because not that much has changed except for the decoupling. So if there are any other questions on altcoins, I'll take those now. Trading high, also ETH. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. But anyway, yeah, Loom is a good buy right now, actually, because you can just stop out right 4 cents down. So if you like Loom long term, then you can just load the boat right now and quickly stop out and not lose that much. Because if it does rebound, it's going to rebound all the way up to $1. But if it doesn't, then you have this purple support box way down. I'll probably cut my position here, take the loss, and just wait until it goes down. What coin do you think will make the biggest gain in the shortest time periods? You can't know that. It's impossible. You can't know what's going to. So you're looking through the watch list. Looks like Enigma is going to make a big move. Request Network is going to make a big move. Those are the two. But keep in mind that both of those are only medium probability. So I guess a safer choice would be Ethereum. Ethereum looks really good. When I jump off the stream, I'm going to buy some Ethereum. What about Neo? Sure. I don't have a new chart. Let's go to my general chart, and then also EOS. EOS I have a chart for, because I like EOS a lot. Let's see, where's Ripple at? Ripple's not a buy yet. Whoa, it's a big candle. But yeah, guys, Bitcoin is a buy right now. EOS long term. EOS long term is amazing. So it was off to the races before everything else basically. Rebounded strongly from its March 18 bottom, and started its primary 1 of 3. And that 3 ends at around $765, but I don't think we'll quite get there in this market cycle. 200 is a bit high too, but it is the next one. This is when it's really hard to tell. I know a lot of you watching are just yelling at the screen saying it's impossible that it's going to get to 200, but you really have to learn to trust your Fibonacci extensions. So zooming in, it looks like a triangle. Go back to these fibs. Yeah, zooming in, it looks like a triangle. And it's in the latter stages of a triangle. So you could technically call this D and that this was E and that we're going to see a strong pop up soon. But it just looks a little bit nicer if we're still in the C and we have D and E to come. Or if it breaks below this, then we could still be in C. Either way, you have a hard stop loss at 13.4, and anything below $15 is an amazing buy. So I definitely hold EOS. If you'll remember, I picked up a ton of EOS under $4 when it dipped here, so I got it right at under $4, but I sold it. Sold it right here for about 20% gain, whereas that could have been a lot more. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, EOS chart looks awesome. I think we'll see $40 like soonish. And then let's go to NEO. Wow, I haven't updated this in a long time, huh? NEO looks like Bitcoin. Almost exactly like Bitcoin. So it's just correcting right now, and then you can expect it to be in a larger pattern like this. So let's it doesn't really look like it's going to make it all the way down into the red box as I would like it to get a buy. But if you do like NEO long term, then this would then I would start to have a buy right now because you're at that 764, and then just buy deeper as you get into it. I guess technically the box goes like that, but this is the most common region to have a 2. Yeah, technicals look the same. Technicals look good. The eventual target, assuming if it does go this low, your target is going to be 271. So that's decent, I guess. So yeah, what about Cardano and ICX? ICX is one of my absolute favorites long term. I just love it. Fundamentals are super solid. Chart looks amazing long term. Short term, it's more problematic. Man, ICX, it just refuses to go below this 236 retrace. It's just maintained that it had an overextension for 1, and then since then it just hasn't actually gone down. So to me, I'm certainly not an expert in market internals, but to me it just seems like there's a lot of pent up buying pressure, because almost always you're going to see this go deeper than this. So either if this doesn't roll over really soon, then I would expect it to have a fairly explosive move up into the teens. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, on a bigger picture, this thing is just absurd. You don't actually have the full history on TradingView, but if you do put that in, it you have an eventual target at my buy zone around 37 sats. So I trade in US dollars, so I don't actually know what the Satoshi value is of that. I know it's like a cool kids thing to trade in sats value, but personally I care about dollars. So the buy range is from $3.40 down to $2.66. IOST I don't have a chart for. I can tell you that right now. It's too new. It just looks like doesn't look like anything. Cardano. Yeah, Cardano is another one that had a bottom on the 18th, and since then has lagged a little bit behind of Bitcoin. So you can see that we are waiting for the 4 down and then expect the 5. And so the buy zone for that is 25 cents to 30 cents. So just like Icon, this is another one that doesn't seem to want to go very deep down. So either you get an explosive move up or it just rolls over. This could also be a triangle. If it goes up right now, you can expect a sideways action before it pop up. The problem with Cardano is that it's kind of ambiguous on the longer term. And also fundamentally it's questionable, but so I'm not a mega bull on it like I am on Icon or Bitcoin or Enigma. Loom continuing to dive towards that support. That'll be interesting to see if it holds. Wow, Bitcoin even farther down now. And the strategy for this week is to buy the dip, just like it was last week. Like I said, not much changed. Okay, so we're right in this zone where this 5 up should complete. Hold on. Alright. I have my trading laptop. I'm just gonna buy some Bitcoin right now. So yeah, any other questions? Cut the live stream short. Otherwise, it's not much to say, like buy the dip. I was just about to say my 2FA code out loud. That would not have been ideal. Market buy. Man, BitMEX really needs to get rid of their order submission errors. It's just unbearable sometimes. Can you go over the process that you follow for analyzing each coin? Sure. I'm just going to check on Ethereum real quick to see if it's still in a good buy zone. Which it is. Perfect. Ethereum. Market. Oh wow, Ethereum now has 50x on BitMEX. Cool. Wait, how many Ethereum did I want to buy? Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, so I use something called Elliott wave theory. Let me get the book. Elliott wave principle by Proctor and Frost. This is an amazing book and details exactly what Elliott wave theory is, how to apply it, and then it has been further refined by Avi Gilbert at elliottwavetrader.net. So he has something called Fib Pinball, which is using very specific Fibonacci ratios to give a more rigorous process for analyzing using Elliott wave. So you can see the Fibonacci ratios on the side, and these are the targets that should be hit if it is following correctly. And when I started learning all this, I really thought it was just voodoo as well. But then you start applying it and you start seeing that it works, and it's still magic, but you can use it to make money. So it's a good type of magic. Yeah, highly recommend Elliott Wave Trader. Highly recommend learning Elliott Wave theory, if nothing else, to understand that markets are fractals and that pullbacks are necessary and healthy as part of a move up. The basic premise is that you have a 5-wave move up, so they are fractals. So inside of your move up, you have 5 waves, and they all follow the same ratios. And then on each move down, you have 3. Let me show the waves on that as well. And then you can assume that after this you get 3 down. And for those chart readers out there, you'll notice what this is. It's a head and shoulders. And as you can probably tell, this itself is going to be a 1-2, and then you have, that's in itself a larger pattern. And that's the basics of it. And then you start adding Fibonacci's. And you can really get specific. So in this case, if we wanted to make it the quote-unquote perfect ratios, so this would be up there. This would be at the 1.618. This would be down to the 1, and this would be up to the 2. And then out of this entire pattern, you would have that A starting from there, it's going down to the 5, up to the 7, and then this down to the 3.2. So this is what would be the quote-unquote perfect ratios. And you can apply this to what you think it is in right now, and from that predict where it is going to be in the future. So in a larger time scale, I don't have my larger time scale on this. This is BitMEX, but Ethereum is going to top. This was a major 3 top for Ethereum. It had a shallow 4, and then we can expect a 5 that is higher up. And you can, so this is a 4, this is a 5, this is an impulsive wave up. So you expect 5 waves inside of that. Inside of that, you get more 5 waves, and then the 3 downs on the corrective moves. And then if we zoom in, you can see again, you have that 5-wave pattern. And that is where we are right now. And because you can be so precise with your Fibonacci ratios, you can have specific areas where you know that you're wrong and you know that you're right. So for me, this would be incorrect if Ethereum went below 724. And if it goes down below 724, then I would be looking for some alternative count. In this case, it would probably be, I'd have to look at it more. This is actually a very clean pattern. So I don't expect it to break below 724. Any questions at all on anything else? Loom. Yeah, Loom just getting closer to support. I'm glad that we're finally seeing this retrace. I've been waiting for it for a while, because this A down was not deep at all. So it's quite healthy for the market to have this deeper retrace. Yeah, if you guys watching this want a nice swing trade, Loom. Get in now on Loom. Tight stop loss below 47 cents. Doesn't seem like there are any more questions, so I'm going to do the outro, and then after the outro, answer any questions that people send during the outro, because that's always what happens. So thank you all for watching. Again, I'm Charlie from Altcoin Mentors, and it is me and my dad, who's been a trader for over 20 years, sharing our knowledge in crypto, in trading, and passing it on to you, because we truly believe that cryptocurrency is the opportunity of a lifetime for you to achieve true financial freedom. And financial freedom isn't just that you have a Lambo or you have a mansion. It's you don't have to work so much that so you can play with your kids, or you just move to a slightly better neighborhood, or you can retire a little bit early. It doesn't mean you don't need all those flashy things that sometimes we get caught up in the world of crypto. So whatever financial freedom means to you, we want to help you achieve it. And one of the best ways that we are trying to do that is our strategy notes. So that is the content that I just went over. And again, the URL for that is altcoinmentors.com/strategy. And you can get all of this in your inbox Sunday mornings. We also are very active in our Telegram channel, where we post videos that we make, charts during the day, trading tips. And then for that, we have a model portfolio, which you can get by going to altcoinmentors.com/portfolio. It has just started to work again. Again, I apologize to anyone who tried to sign up and it didn't work. And yeah, that is the outro. Thank you for watching. Loom is a good buy right now with a tight stop loss. Is your target for Ethereum at 920? Which time frame? First target is 900, and that's just for a small swing trade. Targets after that, 1400, 1900, 2400. Yeah, like remember, these are all fractals. Thanks for everything. Of course. My dad's a trader. My mom's a teacher. So I guess teaching trading is in my blood, you could say. Last call for questions. All right, awesome. Thank you everyone for watching. This will be posted as a replay, and have a good day.